So what's your name?
Man, everybody call me Brelle with the juice, Brelle with the juice, man.
Where you from?
I'm a one of hills nigga, man, but you know I get love all over the city.
Is you signed to a label?
I'm signed to the streets.
Facts. What type of music you make?
I like to call it chest to chest, man, cause it's really like trench music. It's like the type of music you can't make unless you in and of the trenches.
Could you expand into like making pop?
Oh, of course. I prefer to be diverse in any endeavor. Like you never want to be no one trick pony. Like you will hear a motherfucker album, the whole album sound like one long song. Like I like diversity because that's the only way you could really give different aspects of yourself and of your character.
Truth. What type of music you grew up listening to?
I literally grew up listening to all different types of music, from like street rap, reggae, shit, Spanish music, R&B. It's like that's why part of why I'm so diverse, cause I can listen to rock and roll if the song nice.
Facts. What music you got released?
I got 2 singles out right now. The first one was Boy Money. Then the second one was Deserved It. The video is available on YouTube under Brelle with the Juice.
So what's your most successful single album to date?
The most successful one, as far as getting club play and views, is Deserved It. Cause it was like more, it had more shock value to it.
Facts. What single or album are you currently working on right now?
I got so many songs already done. I probably got 3 albums worth of material done. But I'm thinking I might release this single called Finesse King. I'm gearing up to shoot a video for that.
How long have you been recording?
Actually recording.
Like where you can play your music back to yourself. Not just rapping.
So my first time really going in the studio was that at your studio that day. That was when we did the How Many J's song. That was like the first time I really recorded my music. Like it's relatively new because there wasn't no really studios in jail. So I really just started recording music in the past 18 months.
I was about to say that. So how long you end up doing?
Shit, 13 years.
You mind what for?
Shit. Murder.
Yeah. Lesson learned. How long you been on?
2 years.
Like what type of adjustments you had to make?
See, during the time, I always kept a free state of mind, so the adjustment wasn't too painful, but I would be a lie if I said it wasn't an uncomfortable adjustment, because it's a new world. You go to jail in 2004, come home in 2017, 18, it's like a whole new world. I really didn't even know how to work a cell phone until 2 years ago.
Right.
Somebody handed me a cell phone when I was in jail, like, here, use this. I looked at it and handed it back to him and said I'm cool, only because I was embarrassed to say I didn't even know how to turn it on.
Boy, yeah.
That transition, it was rough initially, but like that willpower and that adaptability, it really got me through.
What's most savage, like life out here or life in there?
Life out here is more savage because that's a controlled environment. You got babysitters, 100 guards around you at all times. Out here, it's more savage because it's so much going on, you could be overwhelmed. Like, you know, you step outside, it's 100 things going on at once. Whereas in there, it's mostly still, calm. Like, don't get me wrong, it's savage, but like, I guess the same as out here, it depends on what you into. If you solid, you're not taking nothing from nobody or bothering nobody, it might be smoother. Same as out here, you're not running around robbing, taking from nobody or crossing nobody. You less likely to be bothered.
Right. What life lessons have you learned from doing all that time?
Too many to even log. Like, I learned a lot of patience. I really learned who I was during that time. Cause I went in so young. It's like in there I was able to study and work on all aspects, the spiritual aspect, the mental, the physical, the social. Like that shit damn near made me.
What type of advice you got for somebody that's starting a long ass bit like that?
Ooh.
Especially like, cause you was doing it in '04, and you know how like the climbing of the joint changed during that time.
Substantial, because it was much more savage in the beginning.
Yeah.
I almost seem to forget, like, in the beginning it was the end of like the real prison, like they getting raped and like, toward the end it was less and less of that. But I tell people, like I tell my guys when they call me from jail, the best advice I give them is do not forget who you are, because prison will make you forget who you are. Like if you was a winner and an earner and you was confident, like don't let it shatter that. Remember who you are. Stay the same confident winner, earner, despite your circumstances.
Facts. Alright, so let's get back to the music one time. Who are some artists in your circle, city, that you have working relationships with on the music tip?
Working relationships with, it's a lot of artists who, like, I get up with them and it's all love and it's like, let's get in the studio, but due to our schedules, it'd be difficult. But thus far, let me see, you, José, Reece, of course. I worked with Lantana. I worked with P30. You said just from the city, right?
Yeah, just for right now, yeah.
Somebody I'm forgetting, man. But it's been a handful from the city. But most of my whole projects I got done is solo. Like aside from the songs I got with you, Lantana, one with 30. There's somebody I'm forgetting.
You can't say the same person, you just keep forgetting them.
Yeah, they gonna be mad because I forgot him, but yeah, go.
Alright, who's some artists that you want to work with that's like near the city or outside for real?
My favorite new artist right now is probably Larry Smith, Roadrunner TB. Like I like what they doing because it have a certain authenticity to it. Like it's very hard to get me to ride around and listen to your music. So if you could do that, you hot. But I work with them. Who else? I like what Foquan doing. I like my younger YPB Tay. He doing his one too for sure. Shit, it's a lot, man. You know, I'm like a. It's always all love with me. So anybody who come off authentic or good vibes, like it's a lot of them. Too many to really name. Like unless you like rub me the wrong way, and I'm like, this a hoe ass nigga. I wouldn't make a song with him if he paid me. I make a song with anybody from the most unknown to the biggest. Like I don't really discriminate in that aspect. Like, cause I just do it cause I love it.
Okay.
You know these local niggas, man. They get bougie, man. These niggas get
too
a few,
quick.
Look, they get a few views and goddamn it, think they made it, man.
Like who is you?
Like still poor, shade no shade.
What's the number? If you ain't worth what, you broke.
If you ain't worth $1 million, in my book, you broke, because that little shit people running around juggling and have tied up, it ain't really no money, man. So that's just my opinion. Like, I ain't saying like you not good with 100,000 or $500,000, $250,000, but to me, like $1 million is like a level of comfort if you manage it right. Because I done firsthand witnessed people blow $1 million or a couple 100,000 and barely have anything to show for it.
Right. All right, so when you speak on this authenticity, what you mean by that? Like when it comes to your artistry? Because I don't think that every artist in Atlanta is selling drugs and all that shit. So what you mean by authenticity?
See, authenticity is not necessarily living what you rapping. Authenticity is just being true to who you are. Like, you not acting. Like, you not fabricating. Like, authenticity is more of the spirit. Like a Rick Ross, for instance. Like, his persona, his content, like his previous occupation, they would say he was not authentic. But to me, he come across as an authentic person. Like, you can't say, yo, Gotti not authentic. I'm sure he don't sell bricks of coke no more. But because he witnessed it in it, it's how it come across. Like, It's like I got a radar for that shit. Like, if you authentic to who you are, you could rap about whatever you want. You could never sold a drug, but maybe your brother sold it. Maybe you grew up around it. It's just like no cap, basically. When you not capping, you authentic.
Right. All right. So back to the music. Where can people come to see you perform at? Like, you got any shows coming up?
Yeah, I got a couple coming up. I got a little showcase at QC Lounge we about to do. Then I'm about to open up for Boosie and Dayton. I ain't been doing too much performing because I be so busy, but these just opportunities that was like presented to me, so I'm like, I'm gonna take advantage of them. But I got like 2 or 3 shows coming up.
All right. So if you was to like headline your own show, who are some artists that you would have on the bill with you, or would want to have on the bill with you?
It's too many to name, man. It's too many, cause like I literally like I'm in tune with the scene, so I rub elbows with all of the artists around here. So it's like I can't even exclude.
Not from a friendly standpoint though, bro. Like from a standpoint, it's like he gonna bring some butts in the seats. You know what I'm saying? Or some people that's gonna actually bring somebody to help see you perform too.
Shit, the person who I seen most influential was probably Scally. He one of the only people I seen could sell out a club with his own buzz and his own fan base, like.
Right.
So if you want to bring the people out, you can put Scally on there. But like I said, you can also put a Roadrunner TB or Larry Smith on there. It's like a lot of people got their own core fan bases.
All right. So where have some of your best performances been?
Probably Young Dolph at the Avenue. Like, I had a ball with that, man. They told me later, a motherfucker who ain't know me, man, I came out with all them jewels on, right? A motherfucker say, I thought you was a signed artist. I joked, I said, man, I ain't open enough for Dolph. Dolph open enough for me, you hear me?
Yep.
I had a ball with that one, though. Like, I really got to showcase and get people familiar with me and what I'm doing.
Facts. How would you describe your image?
My image authentic because I'm not one person in music and another person in real life. I'm like the same person in both. Like my style of dress, my whole persona and character and aura is no difference. Like I don't flip no switch when it's time to make music, and like I'm not no actor. Like, so my image gonna be a result of like 13 years in jail, fist fights, shootouts, betrayal, trust issues, running up a bag. Like, my image gonna be a result of my overall experiences.
Okay. So do you got a long-term political agenda, or are you just here for the money when it comes to the music?
Actually, believe it or not, like, I'm not here for the money at all when it comes to the music. Like, I literally, and I tell people that they think when you make music, you automatically make music to blow up or get a deal or get somewhere. But that's literally not why I make music. I make music because that's what I love to do. As of yet, music have not put $1 in my pocket, but I love to do it. So, like, I don't give a fuck if 10 people want to listen to my shit. I'ma make it for myself and them 10. The other people who don't want to hear it, don't give a fuck about it, they don't really exist to me. Like, they not even on my radar. Like, it's more for the people who desire it. Like, cause we all gonna have a core fan base. So I do it for my core supporters and myself. I really just love to do it. Like, I don't give a fuck about no deal or trying to get some rap money. Or, like, to me, that shit is like
nothing.
I mean, I wouldn't turn it down, but like, look at the motherfuckers, man, like sleeping on the fucking they girl couch, ain't helping with the bills, and keep going to the studio talking about when I like, you feel me?
Yeah, figure it out now.
Yeah.
All right, so you came home, ain't been home too long. You got a decent sized following. How hard was it to gain the following that you do have?
It really wasn't hard at all because I stayed true to myself and my own authenticity. So people gon' rock with you on the strength of who you are and your authenticity. Like I don't do nothing to trying to get a result. Like everything I do is just cause I want to do it. Like if you get 10 views or 10,000 views, it's like either way, you're gonna do it. Like I watch people on Instagram and on social media all the time. You will see a motherfucker, he got 40 views, but that don't stop him from doing what he doing. Like I'm just fortunate to get 10,000 because it's, you feel me? I'm something to watch. And I'm gonna say that's the most humblest way. I'm something to watch.
Respect. All right, so what's some of the biggest obstacles artists face in trying to push their way past local stardom?
And that go back to what I said, like a motherfucker get a few views and get the big head like they made it. Like it's a complacency thing. Like how can you feel like you made it because you got 30,000 views, but you looking at a motherfucker who really made it and he got 4 million views. Like it's an ambition and a hunger thing. Like it's going outside of your comfort zone because it's easy to feel like the man in a little fishbowl. But when you take yourself out the fishbowl and go to a whole ocean with bigger fish, you're gonna humble yourself.
Truth. What investments have you made that you would encourage other artists to make?
Me, I'ma invest in the best production, like because, like shout out to my boy man, M80 man, look. Yeah. But because, like the production quality. It play a large part in the song, like in the feel, the vibe of the music, like. So I'm gonna spare no expense when it comes to production and a good video, like, cause when you give them good visuals, them, like the whole imagery, the attire, the jewels, whatever, that's a regular day. That's gonna come natural, like that ain't even nothing to. But I would say production. Your video, and that studio quality, of course, because you shout out to Timeless, because when you go to the best studio, you're gonna have the best sound. Like it's gonna sound like a major artist versus you recording with the fucking little McDonald's styrofoam cups and shit on the wall and a cheap ass mic that's gonna get conveyed in the sound. Like so, studio quality, production, video. And a little marketing, like that's where I'm really like thinking about putting resources toward now because the marketing is such a large factor. You could be shitty, but if you market it right and they play it enough, the people gonna start to like it. It's gonna start to grow on them. Like how many artists that's major have you heard that when you first heard them, you're like, what is this bullshit? But after continuously hearing it, it grows on you. So the marketing is a major aspect.
Speaking of that, who's some artists that you got hip to that you didn't like at first?
I'ma say Jeezy. When I was in jail.
You ain't like the Snowman?
Nah, listen. I went to jail around like the Locks and the Dipset era and shit. It was a different kind of. The East really had it on Smash. I was on the yard, I'll never forget. That motherfucking Jeezy came on and he said, patty cake, microwave. I said, man, what the fuck is this bullshit? But then they was like, nah, like this was going on. And then I sat with the album and I dissected it. And I said, oh my Lord, this is a classic. Like this is like it went from me thinking he was the garbage and shittiest to like, he's fire. He's authentic. He talking some shit you can't talk unless you live it. Like, but I had to dissect it.
But that was in the beginning of your bit, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy because near the end of your bit, when we was all politicking with you, saying you gonna have the livest project for the streets since Jeezy. But on the boy side,
Yeah, you know that's flattering. Like when they say like call the album Thug Motivation 101, the Fent edition or something like that. Like
that'd be
that's
hard.
like that's flattering because Jeezy, like I admire when somebody come in and you watch their growth and you watch their transition, like the evolution of them. I felt the same about Gucci. I thought he was fucking trash at first. Like certain shit tend to grow on you. It's a lot of artists like that kind of grew on me later.
Right. All right. So, what investments have you made that didn't work out so well?
I paid a live ass DJ to host my shit, and he did his thing on it. But I paid him a banky, and I didn't put the project out. Like, so it was like, damn.
For nothing.
Yeah. But I still got it. You feel me? I might still drop it.
Okay. All right. So what's the next? What's the next level for you, and what is it gonna take to reach it?
The next level for me is just getting more content available. Like that's been my detriment, being a busy person. I have so many people, like I have a substantial amount of people. I give them a clip on social media or put out a video, and they like, where can I find this music? Where can I? So my thing is putting more content out, making more music available on these platforms. Like, but by me being in prison for so long, it hindered me being social media savvy. So I had to like either sit down and dedicate man hours to it, or take somebody who this they forte and have them put it together, because you feel me? I wasn't no computers on cell phones when I went to jail. Like you had to have a laptop or the desktop. You feel me? But so that's my thing now. Just putting it on these platforms, putting out more material, putting it in their face, pulling down on these DJs, getting this radio play, doing these promos, doing these shows. Just applying more pressure overall, all the way around the board.
What can you say to people that's coming home and not applying themselves to getting no money? Even people that never even been to jail. Just people out here just not applying themselves to no money, like you said, sitting on their girl couch, waiting for shit.
Man, listen, I learned this real quick. And part of the reason I went so hard coming home is because I knew if you wait too long, they gonna write you off. Like, now this is who you are. But it take money to do damn near everything you need to do out here. So how can you not apply yourself to getting some money? Like you sitting around waiting on somebody else to give you something, you's a fool. Cause ain't no handouts out here for real. If somebody do something for you, they love you. They really blessing you, because everybody got their own thing, their own agendas, their own family to feed. Like I caught on to that quick. Like, I'm not waiting on nobody to give me shit. If I would have waited on that, I would probably be at the fucking bus stop or driving a raggedy ass car, dusty. Like, nah, I'm not waiting on nobody. Like, I had motherfuckers telling me the whole time I was in jail, we waiting on you. Like, why the fuck would I be waiting on somebody?
Right.
Like, why would I give another man or person or woman that much power over me? Like, cause if you give somebody the power to feed you, you give them the power to starve you. I'm not giving nobody that much power over me.
That's Jules. Alright. Damn, I had one in my mind. You said in the song, if they kill me, don't mourn me, I probably deserve it. Elaborate on that. You feel like that for real about yourself, or do you just don't care?
I feel like, of course I care, cause you feel me? In between the time I wrote that song and the time it was released, a lot of different things transpired in my life. When I wrote that song, I was in jail. You feel me? Back to the wall, ain't had nothing, left for dead. I come out here, I create a whole new life. So I have a lot more to live for. But I'm a firm believer in our creator, and everything that happened for a reason. So if, and then my view on death is different. Like, to me, death is liberating. Like, death is like you free. You finally get to go be with the Most High, your creator, in that peace. So it's really liberating in a sense. I don't look at death in a negative aspect. I look at it in the aspect of going to be one with the source again. But like, that was just me saying, like, the things that we do, the decisions we make, the path we take. Sometimes we unintentionally cross people. We do things like we burn bridges, like, cause it's so cutthroat and savage out here. It's like, don't mourn me, cause I'ma get what I got coming, good or bad. Like, if I got all the success in the world coming, that's what I deserve. That's what God had planned for me. If I'm laying in the gutter fucking bleeding, that was God's plan for me. At the end of the day, and that's my motto. That's why I don't fear nothing. I'll go anywhere in the city. I do whatever I want to do. Catch me with 60 and jury on in the trenches, in peace, at peace, because nobody can't touch you unless God give them permission. If God don't give them permission, man, the devil himself can't touch you.
Power. All right, so you got how many kids?
I got one son that's 1 year old, a Christmas baby, and I got 2 on the way.
Okay, so what type of legacy you trying to leave behind?
Man, that's when I looked at my son and I held him, because for the longest I thought I couldn't have kids. When I looked at my son and I held him, like, I been had said to my family, like, I want wealth amongst my family. I want assets. I want businesses. I want properties. I want things of value amongst my family. So when everybody else trying to razzle dazzle and do this and that, I'm thinking along the lines of, when my kids turn 18, I want to be able to gift them a rental property with a tenant in it. I want to be able to give them the wisdom that I had to earn and scrape and scrap and bare knuckle grind for. I want to give them that wisdom, but at the same time, I'm not making shit sweet for nobody, not even my child. I'm not giving no silver spoon. Like, you gonna learn what you say on Game of Thrones, you gonna pay the iron price. You gonna get it bare knuckle like I get it. Right. But I want to give you a head start, some insight, the best education, just the best environment. I don't want my kids to be no product of no bullshit environment with negativity and murder and drugs and all that type of shit. Like,
that's crazy how you really didn't record a lot, but I remember a lot of your lyrics. I remember one time you said, you gotta think about your kids, I ain't got none. You gotta think about your conscience, I ain't got one. You gotta think, yeah. How do you feel
about your kids? I ain't got none. You better listen to your conscience. I ain't got one.
Them 2 lines right there. How do you feel now? Like, when you wrote that, because I knew the Brelle that wrote that, but like you said, it's been a lot of things you experienced since then. Do you still feel the same way? What's your conscience? Where your conscience at right now?
See, now, like, my conscience is like, cause even when I wrote that, my moral compass have always been intact. Like, only time my conscience ever went silent and numb is when I was in the midst of just pure savagery within myself. Like, I ignored my conscience so much it stopped even talking to me. But through meditation, prayer, soul searching, like, and listening, my conscience again, like, it'll guide me. It'll be my moral compass. Like, my conscience, and sometimes you make music from a standpoint of somebody in that place. Like, if I say I ain't got no conscience, I'm speaking for my nigga right here who I know don't have one. He loading up the AR for any discretion. He robbing his people. He doing whatever. He in pure savagery. Like, though I might not be there no more, I could still identify with him. And my conscience will tell me to do some shit that you would think a conscience wouldn't tell you to do to ensure my survival and my success. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not crossing nobody. I'm not burning no bridges at this point. Like, I'm keeping it all the way pure, man. And the same with the kid aspect. Like, when I said that I didn't have no kids, and now I look at my son, I got a lot to live for, but I'm not gonna let, even my child, I'm not gonna let that make me lose my edge. I'ma still react to you as if I didn't. I might go harder on you for the sake that I gotta get home to him and I gotta make sure he got a father to look up to. So I might do some shit to you that might be worse than what I would have done before him.
Right.
It's like,
I get that. Matter of fact, I do got one more because you spoke on if God don't give a permission, even the devil himself can't touch you. How many times you been shot?
shit, 10. Everywhere but my motherfucking head.
Man. So what you feel like that's good? What you feel like God saying to you then?
You know, that was like, and I admit at that point, when I did get shot, I was in the midst of that savagery with no conscience.
Hold on, you got shot 10 times all at once.
All at once.
My,
A whole clip got emptied in me by some frenemies. You feel me? Somebody who they wouldn't even got close to me like that unless they was amongst me. But I think like I was at my most savage at that time, and I deserved it. Like I embraced that shit. Like I wholeheartedly deserved it. But I was also like no conscience, damn near an atheist at that time. What that did was sit me down and open my eyes and like, cause I never sat down. I'm always a road runner. Like, so sometimes if you don't sit yourself down, God will sit you down. So I had to sit down and really listen and really like soul search. Cause I lost a lot. Like I almost lost my life, couldn't walk, wearing a fucking pamper. Like that was a humbling experience. Like, and I tell people, when you cocky and arrogant, God don't like the arrogant. So when you get too much on a high horse, God will humble you. So it's best to humble yourself, because the way God gonna humble you, not gonna like it.
Right. That's a wrap, bro. I appreciate you, man. Sitting down with me, man. We gonna get this shit out. Public.